Hi there, and welcome to the Family Resource Centre National Forum Induction. This is part 2, and this is for people who are interested or a new member of the National Forum Board, or indeed those who have been a member of the board for a while but would like a bit of a refresher. So the first thing is, how do I get selected? Members of the National Forum Board are selected at regional level by the regional forums, and up to 4 representatives can be selected from each region. It is really useful to be involved at regional level, as one of the key tasks for the National Forum Board is to maintain two-way communication between the local, regional and national levels. How many directors or trustees are there? Well, it is important to know that all members of the National Forum Board are directors of the board and trustees for the charity. There can be up to 41 directors of the FRC National Board, including 36 regional nominees and the 5 executives of the board. These are 5 positions within the board that are ex officio, and they include the chair, the vice chair, the outgoing chair, the company secretary, and the company treasurer. The executives of the board oversee, supervise, and support the staff of the National Forum. They act for and on behalf of the board. They generally meet with TUSLA representatives to discuss and progress operation and policy issues and concerns as directed by the board. And they represent the board with relevant external agencies and stakeholders. The National Forum Board has a number of substructures. These are, for example, the Finance Subcommittee that secures and manages funding for the FRC National Forum and carries out general financial management duties as directed and in consultation with the National Forum Board. The Governance Subcommittee, and it updates the memorandum and articles and other relevant documents as mandated by the board. It liaises with other subcommittees in relation to good governance and work toward the full implementation of the Charities Regulator Code of Governance. There's a HR Subcommittee, a strategic planning subcommittee, a policy and research subgroup, PR subgroup, social prescribing subgroup, childcare subgroup, and a number of others. It is important to know that if you are coming on the board, you do have legal obligations. All directors and trustees have fiduciary and these legal responsibilities to the company, and these are set down in company legislation and the legislation governing the Charities Regulatory Authority. What are these duties? Generally, the key function of the board of directors or trustees is to have a governance or stewardship role, which all board of directors are required to undertake. The board of directors or trustees must clearly direct the organisation, ensuring that it has proper plans, procedures, policies, structures and resources in place to achieve its objectives. The Office of the Director of Corporate Enforcement has a useful set of guides, including on the roles and responsibilities of companies, company directors, company secretaries, members and shareholders, and then others such as for auditors, creditors, liquidators, receivers and examiners. And there are links to these documents in the PowerPoint presentation. As a charity trustee, it is important to understand that there are similar but slightly different responsibilities. Charity trustees are the people who exercise control over and are legally responsible for the management of a charity. They are generally volunteers who give their time to improve, protect and support the charitable purposes and activities that occur in Ireland. Although they are volunteers, the role of a charity trustee carries significant responsibility. The board of trustees of a charity is collectively responsible for the oversight of that charity. While charity trustees can delegate tasks, they cannot delegate accountability. Charity trustees may not profit from carrying out their duties as a charity trustee, and you cannot accept a salary specifically for acting as a charity trustee or receive other benefits for this. However, you may be reimbursed for reasonable expenses that you might incur in carrying out your duties. The Charities Regulatory Authority has a number of different supports and guides to ensure that you are aware of your responsibilities. And these responsibilities can be categorised into 6 areas. The first is ensuring your charity is carrying out the charitable purposes for the public benefit. The second is complying with your own charity's governing document. The third is to be accountable and comply with the law. The fourth is to manage your charity's resources responsibly. The fifth is to act in the best interests of your charity. And the sixth is to act with reasonable skill and care. The charity's regulatory authority has a number of videos and other materials available on its website, and there are links to this in the PowerPoint presentation. So what sort of time obligation are we talking about for people who are either on the board or interested in becoming a board member or a trustee, and for those who are new to the board and to being a trustee? Well, your attendance at monthly meetings is the first one. You are expected to participate on one or more of the subgroups or substructures, and then it is critical that you take the time required to feed back adequately to regions. And that concludes the second part of our induction.